Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the jam session. We cook up every single game, every single day. Yesterday, man, we did drop our top play of the day. That's frustrating. We dropped it. We had the Indiana Pacers laying the points. A lot of y'all, man, commenting do not bet list on the Pacers. Personally, I think it's a little early for that. I think it's a little early to put them on the do not bet list. They made us a ton of money last season. We are frustrated with them. We do got to keep a close eye on them, boys, because to lose outright at home, at the crib, home opener to the Sixers minus their two best players, no Embiid, no Paul George, is disgusting. So we are definitely frustrated with the Pacers, but do not bet list right now is kind of crazy. We'll keep a close eye on them, though. We did make money in the NBA yesterday, though. We had the Portland Trail Blazers outright on the money line. I think I caught plus 210. Shout out to them boys. Beat the Pelicans in the quick revenge spot. And we also had the Thunder Buddies as they took them Chicago Bulls behind the woodshed. Thunder Buddies for life. So we did make money yesterday, but we want to hit that top play. Of course, that's the play I personally have the most money on the daily. There was no props on the show yesterday. It was NFL Sunday, and with NFL and NBA going the same day, it's tough. It's tough. A lot going on because I do bet the NFL as well. So a lot going on yesterday, but today, Money Making Monday, new week, new goals, new opportunities. We're back to regular scheduled programming, man. Y'all know we do on the jam session. Let's do exactly that, man. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. I appreciate each and every one of y'all more than y'all know. Of course, I have premium plays for y'all over at the site. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Link for both is in the description below. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we got a really nice card tonight. 10 games. Let's cook it up. Let's smash it per usual. And without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. First game of the day. We got the Orlando Magic at home at the crib, laying 6.5 on the Indiana Pacers. Total around 224.5. Look, I'm on the Orlando Magic. I'm going to lay the points with these boys at home, at the crib. We trust them. 22-6 last season as home favorites. 1-0 this season as a home favorite against the number. Indiana, they were a top play yesterday, and I did not like what I saw from them. Losing their home opener, to a banged-up Philadelphia team, it's not a great sign. And now on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, coming off an overtime game, playing the Magic with the rest advantage, where the Magic hoop. It's just a bad situation for the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers were also the worst team against the number last season, off no rest, 3-10 against the number. Everything here I look at yells, take the Orlando Magic, lay the points. So won't overcomplicate. It's exactly what I'm going to do. When I looked at head-to-head matchups between these two teams last year, they played 3 times. The Indiana Pacers lost the first 2 at home at the crib, and they surprisingly won the final one in Orlando by a pretty wide margin. But that's not enough to shake it up here. Magic won the season series a year ago. Magic with the rest advantage at home where they dominate as favorites. Terrible spot for the Pacers. We'll lay it here with Orlando at home at the crib. Let's keep it rolling. We're in Atlanta, where the Atlanta Hawks are laying 7.5 on the Washington Wizards. Total around 233.5. I like the Wizards here plus the points. I also think we should sprinkle some on the money line. The Atlanta Hawks, they're not a great basketball team. They're a mediocre team at best, and I think they're overrated, overvalued right now early in the season, and those are the teams we want to target. Remember, the Hawks were the worst ATS team in basketball last season. They only covered 35% of their spreads last year. So that means we covered at a 65% clip fading them. And we're just going to continue to do that early this season. They've played 2 bad teams to start their season, the Nets and the Hornets. Both games were competitive. Now coming into this game on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, we're fading these boys. The Wizards, one of the worst teams in the league, no doubt. When you look at what they've played to start the season, though, they played the Celtics and the Cavs. Tough game. I think this is a definite step down in competition from those 2 teams, and I think we see them compete here. Bad teams don't necessarily know they're bad early in the season, and this is a very winnable game for Washington. I think we see them play like it. When you look at how these 2 teams matched up a year ago, the Wizards won the last meeting last season, and that game was in Atlanta. The Hawks won the previous 3. The game before that, when the third game was fairly competitive, the Hawks did dominate game 1 and game 2 from last season, though. But here, again, just a bad spot for the Hawks on the back end of a back-to-back. One of the worst ATS teams a season ago. Very winnable spot for the Wizards, who don't know they're bad yet. I think we grab the points with Washington here and sprinkle a little bit on the money line at plus 260. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up, we got a good one. We got the Boston Celtics at home at the crib, laying 9.5 on the Milwaukee Bucks. So, of course, the first thing I did was I went back and looked at how these two teams matched up a season ago. A season ago, they split the season series 2-2. And when the Celtics won, they were close, tightly contested games. Celtics won the first game of the season, 119-116. And they also won the third meeting between these two teams, 122-119. In the two games that Milwaukee won, they won 135-102, and they won 104-91. Beat up on the Celtics. Was quite surprised to go back and see that's how it played out last season. I have said for quite some time, unless you have a clear and concise reason to fade the Celtics, you just don't do so. Here's the thing. I know Milwaukee played them tough a season ago, but I'm laying the wood here with the Celtics. I don't think we're going to see a motivated Celtics team too many times this season, but I actually think tonight will be one of those nights. I believe the Celtics are far and away the best team in the league. I hate to say it. I really, really do. But it is what it is. The truth is the truth. And I believe they are that good. And tonight, I think they kind of flexed their muscles and put the league on notice how good they are. The last two games, they played mediocre teams, so their backups got a lot of minutes late in those games. I don't think this will be one of those. I think this game will be over by half, kind of like the New York Knicks game was. It's also a terrible spot for Milwaukee on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. They lost yesterday to the Brooklyn Nets, man. That's disgusting. I will tell you, it kind of creates a little value on Milwaukee, but fuck that value. There's not a clear and concise reason, in my opinion, to fade Boston. I think they come out here, put belt to ass on Milwaukee, and let the league know we are still the champs, and we are still far and away the best team in the league. That's how I see it. We'll see if I'm right, but I'll lay the points here with Boston at home at the crib. Next game up, we're in Miami, where the Heat are 8.5-point home favorites over the Detroit Pistons. I'm on the Pistons plus the points in this one. I think this will probably be a kind of a go-through-the-motion style game for Miami. They probably win it. I doubt they win it by margin. I look back at a season ago. These two teams played 4 times. Miami did win all 4 meetings. 2 of the 4, though, were super competitive. And I think this one may be kind of that style game. I know we saw the Heat win and cover in their last game over the Charlotte Hornets. Kind of took a late fourth quarter rally to do so. In hindsight, I mean, that's what they were supposed to do against the Charlotte Hornets, who were on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. You know what I mean? Miami came off the stinker in game 1. I'm not all that impressed with Miami through 2 games thus far this season. And there's no way in hell I'm laying 8.5 points with them. Look back at a season ago. At home, they were 17-27 against the number. 16-16 as home favorites, though. So there's that. I'm on the Pistons plus the points in this one. I think they come in here and play good basketball. They're improved from a season ago. I know they haven't been great at ATS to start the season either, but I think this is a game they come here and compete. I want 8.5 points in my back pocket with a not great home team in Miami. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Next game up, we got a good one. We're in New York, where the Knicks are laying 2.5 on the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's also a tough one. For me, at least. The reason I think that is because I don't necessarily know who these two teams are right now early in the season. Cleveland, I don't think they're the same team from a year ago. New head coach over there. The vibes are different. They've looked good early in the season. The problem with Cleveland, though, is as good as they've looked, I haven't put much stock into it because they haven't played anybody. Here's the 3 wins for the Cleveland Cavaliers this season. The Toronto Raptors, they blew them out in Toronto, 136-106. Solid win, but Toronto, here on the jam session, we're not high on them at all. They're a bottom-tier team in the East. They might not even complete for the play-in. Then they beat up on the Detroit Pistons. Similar story. Then they beat up on the Washington Wizards. And need I say more? They probably played the three of the four worst teams in the league. So they did take care of business in those three games, win and cover. That's what they're supposed to do. But I'm not putting too much stock into them beating up on bad teams. The Knicks, on the other side of the coin, impressive win in their last one, beating up on the Pacers in that style. 123-98 at home at the crib. I'm still a little concerned from what I seen from them in game one, though, when the Celtics came in there and put belt to ass. So the Pacers, the way they've looked early in this season, it's kind of diminishing a little bit of that Knicks win. Here's what I want to do. The Knicks injury report right now is kind of concerning. I'm going to attack the plus money with Cleveland and see if they are the team that my eyes have told me they have been through these first three games. I know they play bad teams, but the vibes are high over there right now. I think they match up quite well with the Knicks. Cleveland is basically the same team from a year ago, same nucleus. They know what they got going on. New York, still some moving parts, still some chemistry building, still, trying to gain some cohesion. I want to fade them right now. That's what I want to do. And I want to attack some plus money with the Cleveland team playing well, kind of flying under the radar a little bit in terms of the damage they can do in the East. And we know Donovan Mitchell loves a big stage. Just a season ago, and it's 2 years removed from everybody saying Donovan Mitchell was supposed to be who Jalen Brunson is currently for the Knicks. I remember all of that. I know a lot of you do too. So I'm pretty sure Donovan Mitchell comes in here into the Garden, shows up, shows out, and I want to attack plus money here with Cleveland in a really good game tonight. I'm excited to watch this one. Give me Cleveland money line. Next game up, we're in Toronto, where the Raptors are 8.5-point home dogs with the Nuggets coming into town. Nuggets dropped 2 home games to start the season in Denver. What the hell going on? What the hell going on? They lost back-to-back in Denver. That don't even make no sense. And now you think I'm going to lay 8.5 with them on the road? No, sir, not me. Can't do it. Won't do it. Give me the Raptors plus the 8.5. Raptors usually are a decent home team. When I look back at a season ago, Nuggets did win both meetings last season. The first one they won 113-104 in Toronto. And then they won the second one in Denver, 125-119. But look, hell no. I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Denver right now. At all. At all. At all. No, sir. If you got the stomach for it, you might even want to sprinkle on Raptors plus 320 money line. If you got the stomach for it. The Nuggets right now look like Jokic save us, please. That's all they look like right now. Will they get it together? They might soon. But do I want to be caught with them on the road laying 8.5 after they just lost back-to-back at home? Where they're dominant? No. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Give me the Raptors at home, at the crib, where they got the whole country behind them. Let's keep it rolling, man. Next game up, we're in Memphis, where the Grizzlies, they're laying 6.5 on the Chicago Bulls. Total around 233.5. Looming over this game is Ja Morant. He is listed as game time decision. Whether he plays or not, because I know a lot of you will DM me asking me, if he plays or not, I still say lay the points with the Grizzlies. Lay the points with the Grizzlies. Bad spot for the Bulls on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. We seen them got throttled by a Western Conference team yesterday in the Thunder Buddies, and I think they get throttled again today by another Western Conference team in the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are just a different monster animal at home at the crib. Their vibes are at an all-time high in Memphis. They have one of the best home court advantages in the league. And I think they show up, show out. We just saw them beat up on a good Magic team in Memphis, a really good Magic team. We saw them beat up on them, win and cover. And I think they do the same thing here to the Bulls. So with or without Ja Morant, I'm on Memphis. I think they go ahead and do what they do at home, at the crib. And that's beat up on team. So that's what I think. That's where I'm at. I'll lay it here with Memphis in this one. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in San Antonio, where the Spurs are 2.5-point home dogs to the Houston Rockets. Hey, we just saw this game the other day. San Antonio won it outright, 109-106. Not all that surprised that was the outcome. Rockets were on a back end of a back-to-back in that game. They had beat Memphis at home in Houston, then had to travel to San Antonio. Not a huge travel spot, but it's more so they were in a different gym than they were in the night before. Rivalry game, in-state rivalry, so it wasn't shocked at all that the Spurs won their home opener and got a dub over the Rockets. But one thing y'all know we love here on the Jam Session is a quick revenge spot. We love a quick revenge. We lost to y'all the other day. We finna come back and get y'all right back. We hit on that style play last night with the Portland Trailblazers outright on the money line against the Pelicans. And I think the Rockets, this time, the better basketball team, get their quick revenge. I think they're the better team, and this time they're not on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. So, not going to overcomplicate this one. Shout out to the Spurs for the win in the first one, but I still think in the grand scheme of things, early in the season, they're a little overrated, low overvalued. The Rockets are the better basketball team, and I expect them to win this game. I'll lay it here with them in this one. Let's keep it rolling. Next game up. We're in my hometown, where my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, are laying 11.5 on the Utah Jazz in this one. To be honest, I think the line's exactly where it's supposed to be. I have no real edge in the game. I looked for one. I didn't really find one. Of course, y'all know where I want to be. I want to lay the points with my Mavs here. That's probably 9 times out of 10 what I will do. It's not a premium style bet, though. Not something I'm rushing to the window to bet. The Jazz did look bad in their last game at home, at the crib, against the Golden State Warriors. But when you look at that season series, or that history of those two teams, the Warriors seem to always beat up on the Jazz. So when I look at how these two teams right here match up, the Mavs won 3 of the 4 meetings last season. 3 of those 4 were by double digits. 147-97 was the first meeting. 113-97 was the third meeting, and 115-104 was the last meeting. The Jazz did win the second meeting, 127-90 in Utah. That was after getting blown out by 50 the last time. Look, Mavs are head and shoulders the better basketball team, but me being such a huge Mavs fan, I know us laying extended numbers at home at the crib is not our style spot. We do it sometimes. I think we were a 50-50 team last year in this style spot, in this style situation. That's why I said there's no edge for me in the game. I lean Mavs, but it's not a premium style bet. We are head and shoulders the better basketball team, and we were the second ATS team in basketball last year. The number 1 money-making team was the Magic. Number 2 was the Mavs, but the Mavs did majority of their damage on the road. So not a game I'm rushing to bet. I lean Mavs, of course, but, it is what it is. Let's keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. We got a good one. We got the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers out on the road facing the Phoenix Suns. Suns 3.5-point home favorites in this thing. Look, we saw these two teams play a couple days ago. The Lakers won that game 123-116. I know I've been yapping about quick revenge spots. I've been yapping about it, but I'm going to go against it in this one, man. I'm going to roll with my gut feeling, and that's that the Lakers are going to the Western Conference Finals this season. The Lakers are much improved. I've been telling y'all since the preseason I like the Lakers a lot this season. I love the addition of head coach J.J. Redick. Sometimes the system means everything. And JJ is a basketball savant. You know what I mean? He lives, breathes, and dies this basketball shit. Some people don't. It's in some people. It's not in others. And JJ actually has these boys running X's and O's. And that's what I love about the Lakers right now currently. And they're going to give me plus money with them. I got to continue to attack it. I don't think the books have caught up to how good the Lakers are. I don't even think the general public has caught up to with the Lakers and how good they're going to be this season. I think a lot of people still wrapped up in the Bronny shit. I think a lot of people still wrapped up in Bron hiring his podcast partner as the head coach. I think a lot of people just got a messed up reality of what's going on. You got to remember, a lot of people are not sitting down watching these games every single night like we are. Some of us live, breathe, and die this shit. And I love what I'm seeing from the Lakers right now currently. Shout out to the Suns, though. And this is not a bashing of the Suns. The Suns have looked good as well. They just beat my Mavs at home at the crib the other night. KD was hooping. But it's more so I have to attack plus money with the Lakers is what this game comes down to for me. So that's all it is. I'm attacking plus money with the Lakers, who I think look really, really good. And I don't think the general public and the books have caught up to how good the Lakers are. So I think they're right now underrated and undervalued. I'm going to grab the plus money with them here in this one. Last and final game of the night. We got the Sacramento Kings at home, at the crib, laying 12.5 on the Portland Trail Blazers. Shout out the Blazers, man. They won outright last night at home, at the crib over the New Orleans Pelicans. We took them here on the show on the money line, and we had them as a premium outright on the money line. I think I caught plus 210 with them yesterday. So shout out them boys for that. Quick revenge spot. We love those. We love those. But now on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, heading to Sacramento, where Sacramento is 0-2, looking for the first win of the season. I think they get throttled. I think the Kings take these boys behind the woodshed. Kings had a tough draw to start their season, caught Minnesota off an L, then went and caught the Lakers, who they had dominated. They had won 7 of the last 8 meetings against. Who are much improved this season and looking to put the league on notice and tell the world we're much improved this season. So just a tough draw for Sacramento early in the season. I still think that they're a really good basketball team, and I think this is a game where they just flex their muscles and beat up on a team they're head and shoulders better than. So shout out to the Blazers for their win yesterday, but now on the back end of a back-to-back with travel, going up against a motivated Sacramento Kings team looking for their first win. Yeah, I think the Kings take them behind the woodshed. Like the beam tonight, lay the points with the Kings here on our last and final game of the night. Let's talk some props, ladies and gentlemen. I got 6 of them for y'all today. First one up, we're taking Tyrese Halliburton under 16.5 points. He did bounce back and have 22 yesterday. They still lost, but he had 0 points the game before. And I love taking guards under their points prop, especially I'm going to do it a lot this season when they go up against the Magic, one of the best perimeter teams in the league. They got a lot of different bodies and guys that can throw at you defensively. So we already seen Halliburton struggle against a good defensive team in the New York Knicks, and I think he struggles a bit here against another good defensive team in the Orlando Magic. Give me Halliburton on a back end of a back-to-back under 16.5 points. Give me Jason Tatum over 29 points. I talked about it earlier in the show. There's going to be certain games where the Celtics are just motivated. There's going to be certain games where they just come out with blood in their eyes. Tatum's been hooping to start the season. The only thing that's kept him from scoring 30 every game is the coach sitting him. He sat, fourth quarters a couple of games this season. I don't think this is one of those games. I think this is a game they come out, put belt the ass, and Tatum shows up and shows out, quite honestly. I would take Tatum over 29 points. I think he goes for 30 tonight. I'm taking Jordan Poole over 20.5 points. The Atlanta Hawks guards don't provide a huge defensive threat, in my opinion. And Jordan Poole, he's been playing all right recently. He's been playing all right. I think he comes out here and hoops tonight. I think, like I said earlier, the Wizards have a very legitimate chance to win this game outright, and I think it's going to be on his shoulders. This might be a head-to-head point guard game. Jordan Poole at Trae Young. Who can score the most? I wouldn't be surprised if this turned into one of those games. So I think Poole has a nice one. Over 20.5 points. I think we're pretty good there. I think he has a nice, solid game. Anthony Davis over 26.5 points. AD, man, he scored 30 every game this season. And the books, kind of like I talked about a second ago, haven't caught up to the Lakers. They still think they're the same old Lakers. And that's why I think the line for Anthony Davis is still 26.5. This offense runs through AD. JJ Redick has unlocked AD. This is the AD year. We're going to get 2020 bubble AD. This is going to be him this season. He's going to be in the running for MVP this season. I think he might have another 30-point game in the tuck. So we've seen him play well against the Suns the other night. I think we'll get something very similar. Give me Anthony Davis over his points total. Keegan Murray over 3 made threes. He's the main jump shooter for the Sacramento Kings tonight at home at the crib. Against a team like Portland, I think he gets some open looks. I definitely think he gets the opportunity to put that many threes up, and I think he knocks it down. We hit on him earlier this season, laying his 3 points made. I think will be just fine here. I see like 4 threes made for him tonight. So give me Keegan Murray over 3 threes made. And last but not least, Karl Anthony Towns under 21.5 points. Reason I like him under is because he hasn't really balled out too many times this season. And Cleveland, a good defensive team, a team that has 2 bigs that can throw at him, Allen and Mobley. I think he struggles a bit in this game. Unless he just catches fire from three, which he has the capability to do. I don't think we see him light up the scoreboard tonight. The Knicks still trying to figure out some cohesion, still trying to figure out how they're going to gel together, still trying to, put all the pieces together in one melting pot. I think this is a perfect opportunity, especially a good defensive team with two bigs to take Karl Anthony Towns under his points total. So 6 props for y'all tonight. That's what I got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I'll have one or maybe a couple for y'all over at Pickdawgz Premium tonight. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Money Making Monday, ladies and gentlemen. New week, new goals, new opportunities. Let's start this week off on the right foot. Let's continue to do what we do, man, and that's kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Of course, I have premium plays for y'all over at the site. I got a top play for y'all. I got a top prop for y'all. And, of course, I'm offering long-term packages. The longer you go, the more value you get. And really, y'all know what we do, man. Y'all already know what we do. So seriously, think about hopping on one of those. Those are the games I personally have the most money on a night-to-night basis. So you can hop on over there, man. But other than that, I'll see y'all, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Let's kick the crap out of the books tonight. Let's do what we do. I'm out of here. Peace.